He stood apart, a silhouette against the blinding lights. Asatin, my brother. He was a study in contrasts. Tall, imposing, with 6 arms corded with muscle, 6 wolf tails swayed behind him, an ethereal dance of shadow and light. 2 pointed ears, demonic in their sharpness, jutted from his dark hair. 2 more, rounded and furry, betrayed his wolfish heritage. A mask hid his face, a blank canvas for speculation. Mystery clung to him like a shroud. His silence was legendary. Words were a precious commodity, spent only when absolutely necessary. And when he spoke, his voice was a low rumble, laced with an indifference that bordered on boredom. But beneath the aloof exterior, a storm raged. I saw it in the way his fingers tapped against his thigh, a silent, restless rhythm. I heard it in the rare, cutting remarks that revealed a sharp intellect and a sharper tongue. Asatin was a puzzle, and I was determined to solve him. The world thought we hated each other. The media spun tales of sibling rivalry, of bitter competition. They weren't entirely wrong. Our relationship was complicated. We were polar opposites. I craved the spotlight, reveled in the adoration of our fans. Asatin shunned it. His presence was a disruption, a crack in the carefully crafted facade of our idol lives. He mocked our music, our choreography, our very existence as BTS. Yet there was a grudging respect in his eyes, a flicker of something deeper that he tried to hide. And me? I couldn't deny the pull he had on me. His talent was undeniable. His voice, when he deigned to sing, was a force of nature. His movements were fluid, mesmerizing, each flick of his 6 wrists a symphony of grace and power. He was everything I wasn't, and I hated him for it. And maybe, just maybe, hated myself a little more for the way my heart stuttered when he looked at me. The air crackled with anticipation. Every eye in the room was on him. Idol groups, their faces carefully neutral, buzzed with barely contained excitement. CEOs, their faces etched with avarice and apprehension, watched Asatin's every move. Even the bodyguards, normally stoic and impassive, shifted from foot to foot, their gazes glued to the stage. My family, both angelic and demonic, occupied the VIP section. Their expressions were unreadable, a mixture of pride and something akin to fear. Asatin paid them no mind. He was a being unto himself, as his fingers danced across the fretboard of his guitar. The music that poured forth was raw, primal, a fusion of rock and something ancient, something that resonated deep within the soul. When he sang, it was with a controlled fury that sent shivers down my spine. His voice, a deep baritone with a hint of a growl, filled every corner of the room. His movements were a blur, 6 arms moving in perfect synchronicity, his body a weapon of elegance and power. Incredible, simply incredible.
He has surpassed all our expectations.
Our son, our beautiful son.
The music stopped abruptly. Silence descended, heavy and expectant. Asatin stood motionless for a moment, his chest heaving, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He reached for a bottle of water, unscrewed the cap, and took a long drink. Then, he did the unexpected. He tilted his head back and poured the remaining water over himself. The water cascaded down his face, his neck, his chest, plastering his shirt to his body. It was a simple act, yet it held everyone captive. Again, he rasped, his voice rough with exertion. He didn't need to raise his voice. The command hung in the air, heavy with unspoken power. No one dared to breathe, let alone look away. He was an angel, sculpted by sweat and shadow, a demon, unveiled by his own hand, and we were all his willing worshippers.